What if I told you that working harder isn't always the fastest way to learn? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the truth. The laziest thing I ever did turned out to be the smartest. It's the reason I was able to learn new skills 10 times faster than when I was grinding nonstop. And once you hear this, you'll realize you've been making learning way harder than it needs to be. Here's the thing. Most people think learning is about pushing yourself to the limit. Long nights, endless repetition, forcing your brain to absorb information until you're exhausted. But the truth? That approach often kills your motivation, burns you out, and makes learning slower. You don't need more willpower. You don't need more hours. What you need is a smarter, lazier trick, and I'll explain exactly how it works. Now, why does this matter? Because every single one of us is trying to grow, whether it's a new language, a skill for your career, or just a hobby you want to master. Learning quickly is the difference between giving up and actually changing your life. Think about it. How many times have you started something, felt excited for a week, then quit because it felt too hard, too slow, too overwhelming? If that sounds familiar, this video might flip your entire approach upside down. So let me break down this lazy trick that helped me. The first part is this. Stop trying to learn everything at once. Most people want to jump in and master an entire skill immediately. That's why they fail. Instead, I learned to focus on what I call the minimum effective piece. It's like finding the 20% of the skill that gives you 80% of the results. For example, if you want to learn guitar, don't start with music theory. Just learn 3 basic chords. Suddenly you can play dozens of songs. That little win gives you momentum. Your brain feels rewarded and you naturally keep going. That's lazy, but effective. The second part of the trick is this. I let myself take breaks. Often. Now this goes against everything you've been told. People will say grind, practice for hours. Never stop. But your brain doesn't work like that. The science is clear. Your brain processes and strengthens new connections when you rest. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't keep digging it up to check if it's growing. You water it, then you step back. That's how I learned faster. I studied for short bursts, then walked away. It felt lazy, but it made the skill stick deeper and faster. Third, I used what I call cheat learning. No, not copying. It's about borrowing shortcuts from people who already mastered the skill. Instead of starting from scratch, I looked for patterns, hacks, and frameworks that experts used. For example, when I learned public speaking, I didn't try to invent my own style. I studied 3 speakers I admired, copied their structure, then adjusted it to my own voice. That shortcut saved me months of trial and error. Lazy, maybe. Smart, absolutely. And the last piece of this trick is energy, not time. People obsess over how many hours they spend learning. But it's not about hours. It's about how alive and focused you are during those hours. I stopped studying when I was drained. Instead, I practiced when I felt energized, even if it was just 15 minutes. That 15 minutes of deep focus taught me more than 3 tired hours of grinding. It's the difference between walking through mud and sprinting on a track. Same effort, different results. So here's the takeaway. Learning faster isn't about more effort. It's about less but smarter. Focus on the minimum effective piece. Take breaks and let your brain breathe. Borrow shortcuts from those ahead of you. And choose energy over time. It might feel lazy, but it's the reason you'll grow faster than people who never stop grinding. Now let me ask you this. What skill are you trying to learn right now? Is it a language, a sport, a career skill? Drop it in the comments below, because I want to know where you'll apply this lazy trick. And if this gave you a new perspective, hit the like button so more people can hear it. Subscribe if you want more straight-to-the-point lessons on psychology and self-growth. Remember, working harder isn't always the answer. Sometimes the lazy way is the smarter way, and the smarter way is how you win.